Hey patrons, welcome back. Thank you so much for your donations and your support. I greatly appreciate it. So today I was guided to talk to you about Putin. Okay, so the messages that I've been getting for a while is that like Putin was almost like operating between different dimensions, but it feels like recently like he has passed on, okay? Because I have felt a shift in his energy where I don't feel him. It feels like I feel Sergei Lavrov jumping into his energy or jumping into his role, okay, in terms of where he was leading the military, okay, and the CIA on U.S. soil, because that's what Donald Trump let him do, essentially. That's what he let Putin do. And they did it through a form of manipulation, mind control operation that they put through the military portals, and they essentially told all of these people to basically, I don't know if they were real military or not, but they would play this role where they would say that Putin owned the United States of America, and essentially then they would go through the military portals in stating this, that he owned the country. They would show him in the CIA, and then they would move this information throughout the military portals until essentially people believed that Putin owned the United States of America. But what people are now understanding is that Putin did not own the United States of America. He owned me, okay? He got me. And the reason Putin came after me, and they've deleted this out of the freaking records. The military generals did this. Milley deleted it, okay? He came in and found out who I was, and he deleted everything. And Bill Barr deleted it. They all went after the truth of who I am. And I essentially won the war, okay, against Russia. And that's when their military essentially quit on them, okay? They lost the war in Russia. And I was essentially working, okay? That whole time I was on the front lines. I fell behind enemy lines, and I was fighting for Ukraine, okay? And I was also surrounded by Russian military. And so I was getting attacked every day with energy weapons. I had things coming into my home that were looking for me. Like I had infrared technologies that would come in scanning the house for me, to see if they get a location on me. And then they would hit me with a freaking energy weapon. I was in full blown war. And the closest generals and military to me was General Mike Flynn, Lieutenant General Thomas Bergeson, and Eric Prince. Those were the closest military that were next to me, okay, the entire time. And they were not my friend. I remember one day just kind of, I was so exhausted from the war because I had my own country coming after me. I had a young guy come in and go, good luck. Like, I hope you can, good luck figuring it out or something. And he hit a button, and I went under an energy weapon attack where I like left my body and I was going to die. He said, you're no longer a U.S. citizen. You're no longer recognized. This is about, I think this was 2023 or the end of 2022. You're no longer recognized as a U.S. citizen. Good luck. And they hit a button, and they're basically like, you have to die. You're not meant to be here anymore. You're not meant to be on Earth anymore, and you're going to die. And that was not the first time that I had these interactions. I almost died that night in my closet. And then another night I was about to give up. I had another weapon on me, and I was starting to give up. I mean, I was mentally just physically exhausted from this war. I was mentally exhausted, spiritually exhausted. I had every day it was a freaking new battle for me. I was constantly working around the clock globally, okay, globally. And I started to like get really sick, and I was like, really could feel my spirit just like weaning, and they're hitting me with a weapon. And the lieutenant general from Florida, it was his teams. They were like, nobody cares if you die right now, Amy, nobody cares. And I was just literally slowly like dying. Like I could feel like the pains just growing in my body, like just growing and growing and growing. Like I was like going to die. And they're saying, we don't care. Like, we don't care if you die. No one here cares about you. No one cares. And that's when I literally, like, there was a force within me that, like, freaking shot out. And I was like, I'm not letting these motherfuckers take me down now. After everything I've gone through. There's no way I'm going to let these fucking tool bags, these fucking loser trash, KKK follower sheep fucking take me down. And so I fought my way out of whatever the fuck that was that night. But it was, again, one of those terrifying nights that I didn't know if I was going to survive it. Not only that, they had done so much mind control operations on the father of my children who I was around, that he didn't even believe when I was under attack. He didn't even believe how sick I was or what was going on with me. He didn't believe me. And I'm literally just in this battlefield alone. Nobody believes you. No one believes you're going through what you're going through. And on top of it, you have all these other teams that are working against you, covering up your wins, your successes, your Purple Hearts. I earned 2 Purple Hearts, okay? I earned 1 Purple Heart that year, and then I earned 1, I believe, in 2024. And my military won't even recognize me. They're deleting every day. Donald Trump's trying to delete out of the system or out of any records what I even did. And the reason they put Putin so close to me is because he essentially found out who I was and how I was winning. They wanted to know how I won the war. And then they covered it up. So General Milley covered up that I won the war. They covered everything up. They covered up everything that happened. And they just acted as if it was a continuum. They put Putin next to me. They gave him my DNA. They did the DNA warfare on me. They essentially glued my DNA to his DNA, however they freaking did it, through their gene editors, through Pfizer. I don't know who the fuck their scientists were, what labs they use. I was getting Vanderbilt labs connected to this, and I was getting Met labs. So I don't know what labs they ended up using to get his DNA glued to my DNA. But it literally felt like I had Putin 24 hours in my energy field. Like his soul was around me. Like I was like haunted forever by fucking Vladimir Putin. Like he never left my side. And I had teams coming in trying to, I don't know if they were real teams, but they were pretending like they were trying to figure it out. I think I might have had like a couple of people who really were in my corner that might have been trying to figure it out incognito, but they have to pretend they're part of this Russian teams and part of Donald Trump's teams to even get that close to me. Which means in order for them to get to me, they would have to attack me in some way or hurt me in some kind of a way, because otherwise they're going to know they're trying to, protect me. So I had already been compromised biologically at this point, okay? I have Putin glued to me. And as a result of that, it's like then they kind of said essentially that he was my rank. I didn't know at that point in time that I was already the president of the United States. Even though they told me I was the president of the United States, I wasn't like, you can hear that. You can sense that these things are happening. Yes, I know I was privy to intelligence. Yes, I know shit was a mess in our country. Yes, I knew all of that and it all made sense to me. But there was nobody coming in from our military saluting me and going, you are actually like the commander-in-chief right now, Amy. Like we're in a full-blown war. This is what ended up happening. Joe Biden gave you the keys. No, none of that happened. My exchanges with Joe Biden were in the portals, okay? And he was going through his own warfare, biological warfare. On certain days, I could see Joe Biden. See, New Jersey's calling me right now. On certain days, I could see Putin in Joe Biden's body. I could see him in his body, okay? I could see them doing a form of called, like, when they're dropping into bodies, essentially. They're moving into bodies. I could see that happening, okay? And at the same exact time, China, XI, is showing off their invisible technologies, okay? And that they can make a man halfway disappear. This was the science that Donald Trump stole that was at Mar-a-Lago, that Bill Barr gave him. Those were the nuclear docs. They were the nuclear docs, okay? They were. There was speculation initially that they were the nuclear docs, and then it changed to science docs or energy docs, or it started moving the way the media was going out. They wanted it to not be what it actually was, what he actually did, and they were trying to downplay what he actually did. He committed the worst crimes possible against the United States of America, and I had the intelligence on Donald Trump, and that's why I was such a threat to Donald Trump. That's why he ended up essentially like wanting to know who I was and then writing a check for hit monies on me in Manhattan with witnesses, okay? The witnesses of the hit monies was Ivanka, Jared, and Michael Cohen. Those are the witnesses of the freaking hit monies on my life that were carried out by our own FBI because of a freaking coalition deal between him and Oleg Deripaska, okay? And so I didn't know how high my military rank was. I didn't realize that I was really like the commander-in-chief, and that by Vladimir Putin being essentially glued to my DNA through whatever fucking technologies they did on U.S. soil, because they brought Putin or his energy over to the United States. I saw him in Montana, okay? I saw him in a cabin looking for me in Montana. I saw his energy on U.S. soil and no longer in Moscow. But I also had access to his locations in Moscow. I knew where his bunkers were. I was in his bunkers in freaking Moscow during the Ukraine war, okay? I knew his locations. So I was high enough rank to know who the fuck this person was and where he was. And right now they're sending in this AI to try to make it look like I'm crazy and making this up. Like who, honestly, guys, who the fuck would be able to make this up unless they actually went through it? Like, there's no way that you would have this kind of detail on somebody. There's no way. It is not possible to make this shit up. You have no idea the level of shit that I have been through. The level of freaking shit is insane. It is bad shit. This is literally, I'm only talking about literally like 4 days out of a fucking year. I'm not even kidding. Like, what I'm talking about right now is like 4 days. Like, you guys have no idea the shit I've been through. And honestly, this is essentially what happened. So they glued him to my soul, and since I was the highest ranking commander-in-chief, then they essentially continued to infiltrate me and my protections and my rank instead of protecting me. And our military believed that he was actually the owner of the United States of America. Every day I was working to debunk that and saying, well, then why is there a deficit if you own the fucking country and you have all this money? Why this? Why that? But I'm the only one that had the intel on Trump, on Putin, because I was a higher ranking general than General Milley at this point in time. I found General Milley working against our country. I found him in coordination with North Korea and Crazy Kimmy. I saw them defending Crazy Kimmy. Okay? And now, as of today, they're deleting that shit out of the military portals because they are facing death. They are facing death sentences right now of treason and conspiracy to defraud the United States of America because they didn't know who the fuck I was. They didn't know who the fuck I was. Literally. And I caught them red-handed. And the next day after General Milley, when he saw me in the military portals fighting and seeing them with all their monitors and wherever the fuck they were in the Pentagon or wherever they were, he looked like he was going to shit himself. I'm not even kidding. The storm of Amy was so insane. Like, you have no idea what was going on in the fucking military portals. It was like, it was so bad. It was so bad. And I was wrecking shit everywhere. I was a fucking storm. When I came into the fucking bureau, when I came into Manhattan, I was a fucking storm. I fucking just tore that shit up. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. They were like, she's fucking up systems. She's fucking up everything. But the truth is I was the highest ranking commander. And I was allowed to I was the president of the United States. That's why I was fucking shit up. I was fucking up. So then they would put me near Christopher Wray, and then I would fuck up his whole operation. I would fuck shit up. So literally, all it did was create more enemies because then they would get higher teams, bigger teams against me. Bigger teams infiltrating me, bigger teams, and U.S. military is still not doing what they're supposed to do. They're still not following my commands. They're still not honoring me. They're not honoring my rank. And then they're doing shit for fucking Trumpy Dump to cover up all of the shit he did to the country. Okay? They're covering everything up. They're getting the wrong communications. They're getting the wrong commands. They're following the wrong commands. They're going out on missions to fucking Kuwait and Iraq, working against the United States of America in coordination with all of the freaking terrorist plots and plans and attacks against our own country. Yeah, this is what's been going on. I mean, it's a freaking mess. So I meant to go into other things around Putin and how they infiltrated the military portals, but I think I'm going to do that on a different tier. I'll probably do that on the angel tier, or something along those lines. But I will leave you guys there. I would love to hear your feedback and comments and all of that. Thanks again for your likes, shares, that kind of thing. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sending you guys lots of love. And hopefully we get through this shitstorm together by unveiling the truth. Every day I'm trying to protect everybody. I'm trying to clear their fucking horrid AI, their horrid energies, their space technology. Every day I am working my ass off to try to figure this out. So, thanks for your continued prayers and support. Keep sending light, okay, out to their energies, to transcend their energies, to transcend any type of weapon systems, science stocks, anything scientifically that they've done to hurt us, to transcend those energies and to get us back into alignment globally, universally, okay, through the galaxy. They've messed with everything. So I'll leave you guys there and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.